Good morning. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful break. My name is Marcela Cavallero, and I'm the Emerging Business Manager on Esri's National Government team. We're excited to share ways for you all to improve our nation with GIS. You will see how vision, technology, and innovative ideas come together to enable science-based decision-making and create efficiencies across our government. As you watch these presentations, consider how you can leverage the capabilities in your organization today. Our first presentation will highlight new enhancements to ArcGIS Online. As you may know, we do quarterly updates to keep you and your work current throughout the year. So to share with us what's new and exciting in ArcGIS Online, please welcome Tyson Quink.
Thanks, Marcella. We continuously evolve ArcGIS Online to help our users create, share, and discover geospatial content. We want to share with you today many of those new features and enhancements from our most recent releases. This past year, we've received an incredible response from our users about the Redesign item details page. New page layout and functionality improves usability and adds additional capabilities. The new tab layout gives me immediate access to my data, visualization, usage, and settings. In the top right, you'll notice a number of buttons for the most common things you would do with an item, like add a layer to a web map, export my data to a different format, or share this item with a group or my organization. The next enhancement is the newly released vector tile base maps. Vector tiles work in both the map viewer and the scene viewer. We have a group here with a number of pre-configured vector tiles that your administrator can add to your organization's base map gallery. The enhanced performance of vector tiles allows for the smooth panning and zooming of our base map. As I zoom in here to Tokyo, you'll notice that even the smallest features like buildings, streets, and railroads result in high-quality, sharp rendering. You can also publish your own vector tiles or take one of the existing vector base maps and customize the style to your liking. Additionally, we now have the ability to publish vector tiles in any projection, like this equidistance projection. This buffer layer represents the known and suspected missile capabilities of North Korea. It was originally published in a Web Mercator projection and has been reprojected on the fly to align correctly with our vector base map. Using this geodesic buffer layer, we're going to move to our next enhancement, the Join Features tool. As you can see in this layer, we only have the name of the missile and its maximum range. I also have a non-spatial table with many more details about the missiles that I may want to use in future analysis. Using the Join Features tool, I can take my feature layer and my table and do a one-to-one attribute join on my name field. This tool will take all the attributes from my table and all the attributes from my feature layer and join them together into a single new feature layer stored within my content. Additional parameters for this tool allow you to do a spatial join, a one-to-many join, or calculate statistics on your new layer. The next enhancement, while this tool is running, let's move to the next enhancement. We can now edit our content directly in the attribute table. I'm going to change the name of this missile, and it will persist with this feature layer. This works with the attribute table as well as with related records. So once the Join Feature tool returns this layer, and it's reprojecting it into the proper projection, we'll take a look at the attribute table. And you'll notice that now all the attributes are combined into a single feature layer. Moving on to the next enhancement, we want to introduce you to a new expression language called Arcade. Arcade is a secure, portable expression language that works across the ArcGIS platform with labeling and symbology. Using Arcade, I can do something as simple as concatenating the name of the airfield with its runway length, like this. Here we'll take a look at the results. You can see I have the name of the airfield and its runway length. But in a more advanced scenario, we want to use additional logic. Determine which airfields can support a C-17 landing in the event of emergency situation. Let's push in or paste in our new expression. So you see here in our expression, we're using the runway length, the minimum takeoff and landing distance for C-17 to determine which airfields are fully operational, supporting both takeoffs and landings, which airfields can support only landings, and which airfields are completely unusable. Let's check it out. As you can see here, we have new dynamic labels with the usability of each airfield with the properly formatted length of the runway. Arcade also works with Symbology. Let's take a look at this expression. You'll notice this expression looks very similar to the one we use in our label. The big difference is, in this one, it will result in 3 unique symbol values that we can see here. You can see we have the different suitabilities now. Using this stoplight color scheme, we can now create a more informative map using Arcade. Next, let's take a look at a group within my organization. In both these web browsers, I'm going to open up the exact same web map. Noting in the top right of each browser, I'm signed in as a different user. Myself on the right, and John on the left. Myself on the left and John on the right. We can add a new point to this map on the right. And you'll see it show up on the map on the left. We can add a new point to this map on the left. And it doesn't show up on the map on the right. Why is this? This is due to 2 new enhancements. The first is the ability to create a hosted view from our hosted feature layers. A hosted view references the same underlying data set as our original feature layer. A view may be good for an organization who needs to have multiple user types. We may need to have a read-only for the entire organization, where we have another one with editing capabilities for those more advanced users, but they all need to reference the same underlying data set. The second enhancement is the ability to define editing access. We can limit what you can create, control what you can see, and restrict editing based on identity. The next enhancement is for those users who need additional OGC capabilities. We now have the ability to publish WFS services from our hosted feature layers. Let's take our WFS service and go to our web map. We can also consume WFS services now in our web maps. So let's take a look at some of these points of interest within North Korea. Let's change the symbology and size so they can more easily see them on our base map, our imagery base map. Let's zoom into a couple points of interest. We can check out the USS Pueblo, which was captured by North Korea in 1968, or the Mayday Stadium, the world's largest stadium at a capacity of 114,000 people. Let's move on to our last enhancements. We now have the ability to look at our data in a way and in a place you've probably never seen before. Let's focus in on Pyongyang, North Korea. This is not an image. This is a point cloud. We now have the ability to publish point clouds to our web scenes. Let's zoom into our data, and you'll notice that the level of detail will change to render a very impactful 3D web scene. You telling me this isn't more impressive than graticules? Come on. The final enhancement is the ability to publish 3D meshes from applications like Drone to Map and ArcGIS Pro. This 3D mesh provides an immersive experience with significant visual context and an enhanced sense of realism. So that's just some of what's new in ArcGIS Online. And as you can see, these features will shine light on your existing workflows. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyson. Thank you for sharing those new analytic and intuitive tools. Our next updates to ArcGIS Online are coming at the end of this month, so be sure to keep an eye out for smart mapping, time animation, and much more.